But you did have, you did have this early success, and you must have done. Again, people in the UK won't know about this. I didn't really know about this. You were in the the American version of Not in the 9 o'clock news, basically.
Yeah.
And you did a section called Sniglets,
Right.
in which you gave definitions to words that don't.
Yeah, words that should be in the dictionary but never made it. Yeah.
But you did. There was a lot of books of this, so like you became the Sniglets guy in America.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons I came over here. Was it was a weird kind of success backfire kind of thing.
Yeah.
In that I had these books that were bestsellers on the New York Times bestseller list and everything. They in the how-to advice miscellaneous.
Yeah.
It wasn't fiction. It wasn't nonfiction. It was under how-to advice miscellaneous. So, so I was always just right behind the Rand McNally Road Atlas. It really pissed me off too. I really started to hate the fucking Road Atlas. Like I couldn't eclipse Rand McNally Road Atlas.
Yeah, they had it coming though, Rich. That Road Atlas won't be selling anything now.
Exactly. But then again, nobody's buying my books either. So. But it was a weird situation in that they were popular, but they didn't work on the stage. Like I could do them right now, and I could probably do two that you would go, oh, that's kind of funny, but not really. It was a textual thing, right? It was like these work as a book, but of course the club owners are going, hey, the guy who wrote Sniglets, he's playing this weekend. And so people show up, and the club owners didn't care. They were snakes. They were like, yeah, let's just get the asses in the seats. And I'd walk out on stage, and I'd be like 10 minutes in, and then you'd start hearing it, Sniglets, Sniglets. And I go, I don't really, they're not going to work, people. No, come on, do some Sniglets. And it was really... And then I'd get angry and fucking, fuck you, I'm not doing the Sniglets. And then the girl would go, why is he so angry? We just want to hear his funny words. Like I would say, I can't, it's like Gary Larson coming out and trying to describe a Far Side cartoon, okay? It's just not going to be that effective.
Yeah.
And I'm literally on stage arguing my way out of a request, It'd be like the Who go on and play My Generation, and they go, let me explain why we don't want to do that song. And you just go, what? Fucking just play the song. We requested it. And I couldn't, you can't argue with an audience that something's not funny, because that inherently is not funny. So there's no way to, I was trying to figure out, how can I turn this argument that I'm not going to do Sniglets and make it funny? And it just didn't work. It was just, now the crowd is going, but they promised that you'd, and oh, fuck. So I came over here to do Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And didn't have to, nobody cared. Nobody knew about that. I was just a lodestone that I just managed to drop like that. And also, I was on the American club circuit, and if you know anything about the American club circuit, which pretty much still exists, it's just, you go in on a Thursday night to Sir Laughs-a-Lot, or P.O. Pants, or some stupid, horrible chain club, and all the tables are lined up like Oktoberfest. Like, nobody's even looking at you. They're all facing each other and looking up like that at stage, and they're selling the jalapeno poppers and fucking mixed drinks. There's always a blender going on. There's a 2-drink minimum as you come in, even if you don't drink alcohol. You have to order 2 drinks. Like, the audience has been raped before they ever sit down, right? They've just been treated like shit. And then the local guy comes out, and he's like, has all the local references because he's a Detroit comic,
Yeah.
So he does that, and then they bring in a middle guy who's, the rest of the time, you have to, he spends the week following you around watching you buy stuff at the mall, right? And he does 20 minutes, and then you come out and you do 45 minutes, and about 35 minutes in, the waitresses just come around and drop the checks on the table. And people have to pay up while you're on stage.
Right, yeah.
Imagine right now. Hey, pay up. Pay up, everybody. The waitresses were coming through right now asking you to get out your credit cards and money while we're trying to do a show.
Yeah.
So all the momentum you've built as in that first 35 minutes, now you have to have 5 minutes of just treading water material. And then, of course, now they're paid up, and they're like, fuck? Who the fuck ordered 3 pina coladas? So now they're like, well, this better be worth it. And now they're looking back up at you like, you better make this worth our while because this is way more than we thought it was going to cost.
Yeah.
And you're under pressure to deliver this incredible closing bit. So you end up having to struggle to, well, what's my closing bit? You don't get to just shift things around. You really have to have a very structured show. That's
Sure.
And it's a great way to make a living. Financially, you could make a good living. There's tons of comedians in America who that's what they do. They play the clubs, and they're great comedians. They're great club comics. I got to Edinburgh, and it was all different. It was just, I'll buy a pint. I'll buy a ticket. I'm going to come in and sit down. You make me laugh in this cave. Because, Edinburgh was, I walked into places in Edinburgh and went, there can't possibly be a show here. There can't possibly. I was in these vaults. These vaults where you could just stick your hand in the wall and pull out chunks of the fucking wall. And just, fuck, it's like a snowball. And they were doing comedy in there. And I thought that was the greatest thing in the world. I just thought, so this whole town they just turn everything into and comedy was king. Even when I first got there, it was, the Fringe was it just blew my mind. So all I have to do is just go up on an hour and there's going to be no waitresses, no checks. No, just please, God, make us laugh. Please make us laugh. And I thought it was great.
And you basically just put together a show like on the hoof ready for that fest. Is that true?
Yeah. I didn't really have the hour.
Yeah.
So much of it now is, do you have your Edinburgh hour? And I went, I got hours and hours of funny stuff. Is there supposed to be, it needs to be fluid. Okay, it'll be fluid. Like, I didn't even think about it. I just thought, I'll be funny for an hour. And I changed it around a lot. And I was trying to add a lot of new stuff. And my promoter, Marlena Zwickler, you probably know Marlena.
Yeah.
She was adamant. She says, can you just, get a show that works and stop fucking around? I tried to recreate the Scott Monument out of cornflakes and Raisin Bran. I had this great idea. One morning, and what it was I'm going to build the Scott Memorial out of all cornflakes boxes, because I went down to Morrison's, and they were, selling old cornflakes for, 20p a box. And I went, fuck, this is amazing. I could buy 200 boxes of cornflakes. This is fantastic. And I did. It took me 4 trips to get them all back to the flat. And I reconstructed the Scott Monument, but in the middle was one Raisin Bran. Everything was cornflakes, but one Raisin Bran. Yeah. And for some reason, I thought this was going to be hilarious. I just thought everybody can see it. I built it. It took me an hour before the show. I'd have to build it and get it all the way up to the ceiling. I was in a huge room at the University of Edinburgh. And it was patently obvious that there was one Raisin Bran that was kind of at the bottom, that if you pulled that out, the whole thing would collapse. The tower, just picture a tower going all the way up there, but you pull that one box out and it all just falls all around me. And I just thought, well, this is going to be great. All I have to do is ask someone, fella, would you like some cereal? And give them a bowl and some milk and say, what kind of cereal would you like? And I just misread the nature of Brits, because I just figured these people are so evil. Of course, they're going to go the Raisin Bran, just so they can watch the whole thing collapse. Yeah. That's fucking hilarious. And I built it the first night, and I went, all right, fella, which kind of cereal do you want? And he went, cornflakes. And I went, no, you sure you want? Yeah, I don't like raisin. You don't want raisin? I don't like Raisin Bran. I went, you don't like? And then I started trying. Can you not see what I'm trying to do here, fella? I've spent hours building this thing. You are supposed to say, I'll have the Raisin Bran. Then we watch the thing collapse, and it's hilarious. And he went, I don't like Raisin Bran. I can't digest raisins. And I went, oh, for fuck's sake. And I just went over and just kicked the Raisin Bran, and the whole thing collapsed. And at that point, people were going, what the fuck was that all about? Why did he just destroy his own tower? It was, and then, of course, there's another 20 minutes of now try. So anyway, I'm just surrounded, just a mountain of fucking cornflakes everywhere. Yeah. And I'm in the middle of it going, so anyway, hey, yeah, what about that? Bill Clinton, huh? He's like a character. People going, what the fuck is he? What's that? What was that all about? And Marlena she walked up and she went, you can't just buy your act at Morrison's. And I went, no, I'm doing it again tomorrow. You're not doing it again. And so I took all the cornflakes back, and I lived in a flat full of cornflakes.